What's up, everybody? Sean the D-Man here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys have been having yourselves a great day, a great couple of weeks. We are here to talk some Auburn football and basketball as Auburn wrapped up their eight-day game this past weekend. The basketball side of things, Auburn has made some moves. The portal is technically closed. Now, obviously, there's still guys in it. Auburn can still go and pull guys out of the portal. So I don't think we're quite done there just yet. So I think that's probably a good part to start with this video is talk about the basketball side of things. So obviously, once the portal opened, you knew Auburn was going to need some guys. You got Keyshawn Hall moving on, Keyshawn Murphy moving on. You were able to keep Tahad Pettifer, Kevin Overton, Simon Walker. You were able to keep those three, and Aporum. You know, he's still. It seems like he is still going to be with Auburn for this upcoming season. Obviously, he would go through recovery after a surgery during the season, so we'll see how things go for him. You had Magwood enter the portal, which I don't know where he landed, if he's landed anywhere yet. You had Magwood enter the portal. Elijah Freeman entered the portal, which Elijah Freeman has committed to Texas. This was yesterday, I believe, either Sunday or Monday. This is when this happened. You had Jovic enter the portal. He committed to UCLA. Bashir has also entered the portal. And then Sebastian William Adams initially was going to enter the transfer portal. Then he came out saying he was staying with Auburn. Now he is officially back into the portal. He jumped right back in the portal yesterday after Auburn got a commit from Thomas Dowd or Tomas, I guess Thomas, I guess, depending on how you want to pronounce it, who is a forward coming in from Troy. The moment Auburn landed Dowd, Sebastian William Adams entered the portal. So I think this probably tells me, I feel like Dowd was probably going to be a starter, in my opinion. And Sebastian William Adams was going to be a guy coming off the bench, because that was the thing. Because whether Sebastian Williams Adams or Elijah Freeman came back, if they both came back, one of those two was coming off the bench. Both weren't starting. And I felt like Elijah Freeman was going to be a starter, and then Sebastian Williams Adams would come off the bench. But since Freeman committed to Texas, Sebastian Williams probably thought, oh, I'm going to be a starter now. Now, obviously, Auburn got Thomas Dowd, and then he's just like, no. And so he entered the transfer portal. It's really ridiculous. Now, he could withdraw his name if he doesn't find himself a landing spot. I think he could still withdraw his name and return to Auburn. But I wouldn't be surprised if Steven and the staff and the new general manager was kind of like prepared for a situation like this. So that is something. So you got some guys coming in. So you got a freshman forward coming in. So let's take stock. So no Murphy, no Keyshawn, Magwood, Bashir, so Keyshawn Hall, Keyshawn Murphy, Bashir, Magwood, Elijah Freeman, and then Sebastian William Adams. If he stays committed to being, and if he commits somewhere. So that's about 6 guys right there from last year's rosters that's now gone. Now you've got Overton, Tahad, Simon Walker, Oporum, the incoming freshman. Oh, I gotta learn his name. The incoming freshman. You picked up Dowd from the portal. You also picked up forward slash center Owen Freeman, which we'll have to see because I think he had some injuries going on during his third year with Creighton. So obviously, Auburn. The thing is, Auburn's got to get him healthy and get him ready to go. But he's probably going to be a starter as well. I would think, but we'll see. Because somebody's going to come off the bench, obviously. So him, and then you picked up where's he at? You picked up a commit from Santa Clara, Bucky Obey, if I said his name correct. So I would assume he's going to probably be your starting center, since you got Narcisse coming in from France. He's probably got to get accustomed to American style of basketball and things like that. So this is probably going to be your starter. So that's 8 guys right there. You have 8 guys right there ready to go. I think you probably still need like somebody who can come off the bench as a backup point guard for Dahad. I think I was talking with somebody and they said we need. Now this probably changes with Sebastian Williams Adams entering the portal, but I need 2 more forwards and 2 more guards. So basically, four players in general is what Auburn's going to kind of need to round out this roster. So obviously, we'll see how things shape out for that. But look, Auburn's got three big guys, or 4 if you're going to count Freeman. 3 guys that are over 7 foot. Auburn's going to have some height, and the problem with the defense was the rim protection and stuff like that. And I would assume Freeman is probably going to be Owen Freeman. He could play the 4 or the 5, so that can definitely give you some mix and matching right there on how you want to play. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Steve works that out. So Auburn's not done just yet, and with the basketball side of things, still a little bit need to add like a couple more guys before this roster is fully completed. You know, we'll definitely hear more about it as we go on, and hopefully it doesn't take long, because it's crazy because you don't hear much about these transfer like people committing and stuff like that like you used to. So we'll see. I think Auburn will be in a good spot. I think Steven will get what he needs, or close enough to what he needs. So I don't have any issues with that. So we'll see how things shape out with that. So that's it for the basketball side of things. Now, football side of things, Auburn had their spring game this past Saturday. I didn't get a chance to go. I wanted to go, but I had some other things come up. And just from reading what everybody's talked about and just hearing what everybody's thoughts on the 8-day game was, you probably got what you thought. It sounds like the defense played very vanilla. But I have no doubt that this defense is going to be really, really good this season. Like, I would probably, like, from an SEC standpoint, I think this defense is going to be like top 5, top 6 in the conference. As long as they're like top 25 in the nation, I think that's good enough for sure. Because Auburn's defense did enough to keep Auburn in football games last season, but the offense didn't really contribute hardly anything until Derek Nix was the one calling plays. So I give props to DJ Durkin and that defensive staff. It's like they have a ton of depth. They have a ton of guys, and the best part about not having a spring window for transfer portal stuff is you don't have to worry about these guys leaving. You know, that's a pretty positive thing right there, because it sounds like Jacoby Matthews, who was at Texas A&M a couple of years back, played well. Anquan Fagans, Eric Winter, Gavin Jenkins seems to be somebody who is coming on as of late. who could potentially start at the other corner position across from Andre Jordan. Defensive line seems to be pretty good. Linebacker is going to be good. This defense is going to be good. It is going to be good again. Third year for some of these guys in Durkin's defense, and there's just no doubt that this defense is going to be good. Offensively, um, I'm curious to see. Like I think I'm not concerned with Byron Brown. Not really concerned about that. He's a guy that definitely needs to use his legs. Tristan Tia, on the other hand, basically fits what Auburn wants to do. He's a pocket passer. He's a gunslinger. It sounds like he made some really impressive plays. You feel good if you're Coach Golish, and then even as an Auburn fan, you feel good knowing that you have a pretty solid backup in case of an emergency. That could even be your starting quarterback next season. But I have no concern about Byram at all. I think he'll be fine. So that's not a big issue right there. There's a Darius Spencer. A lot of people talking about him as he's probably going to him, and is it Brian Jr. Brian Williams Jr. I think that's the name. It sounds like those two guys are probably going to get a lot of playing time this season because they have been showing out at practice through all spring camp. Those guys are definitely going to be on the field. Duke Smith is another one that could get some limited playing time. Sounds like Jeremiah Cobb and Omar Mabston are your one and two running backs. And then offensive line. Surprisingly, with Derek Plass, who came in from Miami, I think he's inserted himself at the left guard position. He's probably going to be your starting left guard. Now we do have to wait and see what Stanton Ramel does because he was limited in practice because he was coming off an injury, recovery, and things like that. So he wasn't full participating as you would like for him to have been, but if he can get back 100% healthy, then he is going to be your starting left tackle for sure. But definitely got to get him healthy and ready to go for fall camp. But overall, it just sounds like there are some fans that are kind of like exaggerating and stuff like that. I think we have a quarterback, controversy or something like that. No, we're fine. I think and the thing is, when Auburn plays Baylor in week 1, because Baylor's defense isn't going to be what the Auburn offense faced against DJ Durkin's defense during practice, during spring camp and fall camp. It's not going to be the same. And I think the offense will be fine. I think the offense is going to be good enough to definitely score some points. I think it may be a little bit of a learning curve as some of these guys who were at UCF get accustomed to Power 4 level competition, and particularly once we get into SEC play, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But they do get a good first test on the not technically not on the road, but in Atlanta against Baylor to start off the season. So we'll just see how things play out in that regard. But overall, I'm pleasantly happy with what we've gotten so far. Nothing really to complain about. We still got a while. SEC Media Days is coming up in late July, and then fall camp, and then the season will be here before we know it. So probably what's going to happen here with this particular channel, for those who don't know, this channel is it's not the top of my priority. This is just a hobby channel for me because I do love talking about Auburn basketball and football. Auburn baseball actually had themselves a pretty good win over the weekend as well, as they beat Florida over the weekend. So Auburn baseball has some pretty nice wins. They'll host regional, super regional, whatever. They'll be fine in that regard. But I don't really pay that much attention to Auburn baseball. But typically during the off season, this channel gets a little inactive because there's not Now, I will make a video from time to time, just talk about Auburn stuff in general. But this channel, probably after this video, after you guys watch this video, depending on what happens going forward, there's going to be a little bit of inactivity with this channel until the start, I guess, close to SEC Media Day, start of fall camp. Now, if we get some recruiting stuff, obviously I'll talk about that. Basketball, we'll talk about that as well. But just wanted to give you guys a heads up. But that is basically it from me. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for watching. If you are new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure you comment below. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a good one.